Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to another Pro 1v1 match. We're back here on Liquid Gold, and then up in the north we have HH Rising with the red GLA Stealth. We can already see is against the USA, about a floating drone above his CC, which is right here. There's purple drone, which is Ammo's, of course, down in the south with the purple, and he's playing with the... It's either USA or laser, I think, but not 100% sure. I'm sure we'll find out in just a second when we see various units out. This is an interesting matchup here for me because it's kind of old school versus new school. Ammo quite new to the scene in the last few years, I think. Not typically known as a 1v1 player, but he is a very, very good team player, and he's pretty good in 1v1 as well. Not to say he's not good in 1v1, he is good. But he's not the same level as he is in light team games. He is super good in team. Actually, you know what? Maybe he even is the same level. I don't know. But yeah, Rising, obviously a very, very old school player. One of the oldest experts, I believe. So yeah, that's why I think it's battle of old school versus new school. We've got some ranger drop here from Ammo. Gonna secure this building. Quite unorthodox, I like it. Secure that position, get yourself some oils. Puts the pressure on Rising a little bit, because if you lose this little hill, USA gets inside there and gets these, then USA is going to be in a really good position. So does Rising now want to go for some quick aggression across the map in the main base before Ammo gets to capitalize and actually capture these oils up here on the hill? Rising has gone for 2 supplies and gone for the oils as well. So both players going pretty greedy, but Ammo's only got the 1 supply. Technical versus V here, and I don't think Rising saw that V until... I was going to say too late, but actually it's a 1-for-1 trade there. Definitely better for the GLA though. You're happy to sacrifice the technical for the Vs, because technicals produce so much faster. They are cheap. Pretty much expendable on a 1-for-1 basis for sure. The only thing you don't want to be doing is probably sacrificing like 5 technicals to a group of Vs for like just 1 V. It's probably not worth it, but yeah, any V you can take down, and he's almost took down another one there, is very, very good indeed. But what I notice about these big long games now, or some of the chunky replay sizes, because they're the ones I tend to download, because they're the ones that tend to be the best big GGs. But yeah, a lot of them tending to be on Liquid Gold, which is, of course, this map. We've seen it a hell of a lot lately. And actually, I'm going to take a little bit of credit for it, because it was Relax who made this map, but it was kind of my idea. I told... I can't remember where I mentioned it on the forums, or I told him. So let's do a map with just a load of oils scattered around the map, and see how it turns out. Relax made this, and then it turns out it's like the new tournament desert. Nice laser look there on the technical. V comes in. Don't know if it should hang around there too much. Nah, it's bad micro there from Ammo. Then if he had retaliation mode on, though, maybe it just went ahead. He has secured himself these 2 oils. He's still got this building, but eventually probably will be recaptured there by the GLA. Another load of technicals now coming in from Rising. I think this map is both good for USA and GLA, because as soon as USA gets a few oils and starts pumping out 2 war factories or even 3 war factories, it becomes difficult for the GLA. But also on the flip side, it's a nice big map, load of bunkers and stuff for GLA to secure himself into the map, grab a load of bunkers, stealth tunnels and stuff like that. So I think it's good for both. I think sometimes you can feel a bit under pressure as the GLA to try and kill the USA early, like you would on a smaller map like TD or whatever, but because this map does have quite a lot of money and all the oils and stuff like that I mentioned, it's kind of sometimes hard to kill the USA. Sometimes you have to bank on it being actually a long game. Palace is already going up, only 3 workers collecting there. Line of tunnels here are quickly going to go down. These are mostly empty Vs, but some of them do have missile defenders in. There's a mixture of drones, Hellfires, and spy drones there for detecting the stealth tunnels. QVs go down there, but also a load of technicals went down. I think so far looking pretty good for Ammo. And saying that, the way I see him taking the advantage here now is if he actually just pushes down the middle. Because I'm not convinced GLA has all that much inside of his tunnels. In fact, he's got 1 unit inside of his tunnels. So I think Ammo should sense that. This is where like game sense comes into it. And actually know this is the time to push. Okay, there are stealth tunnels that you never know 100% what you're pushing into. There is a demo trap there, but you want to continually creep forward. This is when the USA is at one of its strongest points before the palace gets up, before the map absolutely gets completely covered in stealth tunnels. So yeah, I do think a bit of a missed opportunity there from Ammo, but he is pushing this right side anyway, though. So at least you're pushing a GLA back somewhere whilst you've got this advantage, because now the palace is up. Buggies will start to pour out, and the advantage that he's got here with the ground army will start to fade a little bit. Group of technicals coming through the middle, but Ammo's got plenty of cash and also plenty of units in his base. Should be able to hold that. But Ammo is not pushing, though. He's still playing this very cautiously. This is tech RPG push, but only 2 RPGs get brought here. But these Vs not moved out of the way, not microed whatsoever. Do get picked off. Gets a load of scrap there. Will get cleared, though. It does get cleared. So kind of a 1-for-1 trade there. 5 technicals to 3 Vs. Probably kind of 1-for-1. A few RPGs went down as well. Ammo should expand there now. He's cleared it on the right side. He's still got them oils. Doesn't have the artillery platform, though. Ooh, he's going a little bit close to the demo trap. That's a huge mistake there from Ammo because he saw it for ages. And he lost 4 Vs there to a stealth demo trap. That a stealth demo trap doesn't normally really kill anything. So yeah, a huge mistake. And because he's waited now before pushing through the middle, now more of these buildings are secured. Well, there's more RPGs inside of there, and there was more tunnels down, and there's buggies out now. That's why I feel it was a bit of a missed opportunity. But Ammo does come in with the A10 on the top right, does kill the oil. But yeah, I mean, now you're against buggies and stealth tunnels. Please, someone tell me how you expect to win that. I suppose Tomahawks could be away. There's one shot a buggy, as someone said in the comments in the previous video, when Size was making the Tomahawks against Fargo. There's one shot the buggies, so the buggies do have a hard time. And the missile is kind of like a homing missile. It's got, once it fires, it's got a pretty good chance that it's going to hit. I don't know if I want to put a percentage on it, but there's something like a good 80 or 90% chance that it's going to hit unless it goes inside of a tunnel. Like, watch this. Even though you move him, it still homes in on it and actually almost killed 2 buggies there. But yeah, the problem is now, what are these Vs going to be able to do? Because you've waited so long. About the 5-minute 30 mark is when he could have pushed. So he cleared the right, but didn't like push there either, because these tunnels didn't used to be here either. But maybe he wants to play this the long game. He is already building the drop zones. He does have the supply lines upgrade already. Search and destroy. Oil is repaired there. He did kill the enemy oil with the A10 in the top right. It would be nice to kill that one. It's cleared out that building. I guess he's got flashbangs here somewhere. He does have the advanced training. See what I mean about these Tomahawks, man. They are actually pretty good. Maybe they're one of the most underrated units in the game. Versus like a GLA, for example. Okay, that oil there does get killed. 1 or 2 units sacrificed there. One there, one there. Couple of units went down back here, but I think that was just the buggies. Naturally, they're going to go down anyway if the buggies are attacking. We've got barracks going down on the right side here for Rising, and these buggies are continuing the push. One of the Tomahawks there gets picked off, and another one. I think the Tomahawks probably want to stay together. Angry Mob, no AK-47. I mean, they still do quite good damage anyway, but if you had the AK-47, that'd probably be dead already. Is it like 100% extra damage? I always forget. I think it's like 100% extra damage. Buggy's continuing the push here. Now, there's no anti-air with them. What some people like to do is actually mix in maybe a couple of vanilla raptors, or maybe some people remember like Caro. If you remember a player called Caro, he would literally switch into 20 normal Comanches. I never thought that was the best strat though. I think one vanilla raptor might actually not be so bad. You can stop Terratex and stuff with that as well. Speaking of Terratex, I don't know why there hasn't been any Terratex yet from Ryzen on the right side. Ryzen continuing the push here with this Angry Mob, takes down the AK-47, and one more V is going to go down. Plenty of veterancy here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 actually vetted units. But it's a bit of a one-for-one trade, really. Like 1 or 2 Tomahawks go down, 1 or 2 Buggies go down. But there is an AK-47 Angry Mob now right next to Ammo's, all of his secondary economy. That's very, very dangerous. Oh, that's going to get very bad, actually. Colonel Burton here. Ryzen trying to capture these oils for himself rather than just kill him. Actually, I like that because sometimes there's a lot of impatience with people and oils, including myself. You see the oils, you think, you know what, it's better just to kill him. Otherwise, if he captures them back later, it could go worse. But actually, capturing an oil is good, especially as we're approaching the later stages of the game here. That bunker is well and truly full, isn't it? And Ammo is having a real hard time cracking this position now. But you know what he is doing? He is picking off the oils. That one's gone down there. He still has that one. Ryzen now, I think, has just one oil, and he's also not captured the refinery. Often we're saying that this refinery just gets completely forgotten about by certain players on the right side there. There's a few games where Fargo just let Size have it for like the entire game, even though it's security of the whole area. And here, no player has gone for it again. That building there is pretty full, I think. Oh, no, only one RPG, actually. These Vs are going to continue the push forward. Maybe if there was a Vanilla Raptor. Maybe it could help out with some of these buggies. Ammo continuing the push forward here. Just checking if there was a streamer for these games or whatever. If it was going to be... if it was some kind of a challenge or something. Because this is turned out to be an epic game so far. Okay, so all these like farm buildings or whatever you want to call them, they're all going down. Buggies again from Ryzen. I'm lacking units for Ryzen. Like, where shouldn't he have a third arms dealer? Especially when you're losing a lot of ground like you are here. Ammo just reminds me of his 3v3 style where he makes 50 drop zones and then starts making particle cannons. That's exactly what he's doing here. He's in no rush to finish this game. He wants to play it out. But yeah, no defense on this left side is going to make him pay, actually. He's going to lose one drop zone there. That's expensive, man. This is expensive losses. 2.5k per drop zone. And you see how fast they're going down. He does move in with his Vs again. I think, yeah, 1 or 2 fire bases there would just held that off. And if you lose like 1 fire base or whatever, it's just 1,000 rather than losing secondary economy, which is 2,500. That's just a plane, not an A10. I thought it might be an A10. Both players approaching level 5, but Ammo is further advanced in terms of the XP. He's going to be level 5, like basically after this next kill. So he's going to have Leaflet. Actually, we didn't even figure out what USA. I'm just guessing he's USA Vanilla. He hasn't made any Crusaders or anything. Or laser turrets. I think he's USA Vanilla. Here comes the Spectre. That's going to be on the other oil. Pretty sure that's going to go down. Even with the worker there repairing it, pretty sure that will go down. Even if it's just a level 1 Spectre. So all the oils have been picked off now. Ammo knows what to prioritize. Yeah, and Ryzen losing a lot of ground there on the right-hand side once again. Not a lot of supplies collected there, and still that refinery didn't get captured. Only 3 workers collected here, but he is on workers' shoes at least. Parker cannon now up. 2.5 minutes until that will be able to strike. He's now continuing the push here on this right-hand side. I feel like Ryzen is losing the game, but I'm just confused why there's so few units out for him. I think a third arms dealer is in play now. But you haven't seen any air units. You've not seen any Raptors or any Comanches. So you should just be literally pumping out of 3 arms dealers. All buggies. Oh, that's nice sound for X-Bomb. Wow. Because buggies beat Vs. If you're just producing the same numbers of them, buggies beat them, because just with the right micro, just shoot, move back, shoot, move back, shoot, move back, and you're gaining the bounty money for it all. You've got stealth tunnels to pop in and out of to instant repair. You can surprise the enemy because he's not always going to know where all of the tunnels are. You can just pick off a few, then go back, pick off a few, go back. So you should be winning. This is the right amount of buggies we're seeing now, but it's just a little bit late in my view. Another A10 comes in, picks off potentially a market, that was, I think. GPS scrambled entire army now, so all of a sudden now it's actually looking pretty favorable for Ryzen. It just depends if he keeps that army count up. He's got all of the upgrades, by the way. Here comes a potential leaflet or fuel air bomb. I think it would have made him... Oh, what are you doing bombing that? At least I got one buggy in the end. It was a little bit risky. Did he just take a calculated risk there, or did he know he's only going to lose 1 unit? Yeah, see what I mean? They're just picking him off all day. Just with the right micro, just go back to your landing tunnels now. Come forward again, pick off some more, go back. It's actually pretty difficult. But there's saying that, there's a lot of drop zones out for USA, a mental amount. Never push now here from Ryzen on this left-hand side. This time he's got AP ammo, quads in the mix, RPGs. And maybe Ammo's the one who's actually short on army now. Now this third arms dealer's come out for Ryzen. Now you're seeing it literally within a couple of minutes. The whole thing's swung now. Tomahawks raining in. Trying to do what damage they can. A particle cannon is ready. Maybe hitting the production right now would not be such a bad idea. Definitely would get them on guard mode or just attack mode up to here, so they're actually doing something and not just sat there. Here comes the particle cannon. He is going to hit the production. I think that's a good idea. A very wise idea. I think Colonel Burton is needed, plus a few missile defenders to hold on against these buggies, because just producing Vs straight from the war factory, they're just going to get one shot down. You want to do something else here, like missile defenders now. Just hold on. Now you've taken out most of the production. Got the opportunity here to hold on. I definitely think cancelling any drop zones you're building now is definitely the right thing to do, because he's under a lot of pressure. Shove down another war factory on that right side, which will take him up to 4 war factories. I think even another barracks and maybe some fire bases still on this left side. That fire base is too far back in my view. Should have been like there. Wow, that quad's actually doing some damage by itself. It's been an annoyance there, isn't it? There's an AK-47 angry mob once again next to some important buildings. There's no Pathfinders out for ammo, by the way. Pathfinders would be wrecking all of this and all of the RPGs we saw earlier and here. But Ammo has the cash though. He's got loads of drop zones, still got the oils. He just needs to stabilize, stop producing secondary eco, and just produce loads and loads of units right now. All the cash that's coming in, just bring loads and loads of units out, because he's got the economic advantage. Ryzen actually looks a little bit low on the cash. And I think Ammo probably knows it as well. I think he's withstood the storm now. I think that's as dangerous as it's going to get in this game for Ammo. And now I think it's just going to be a case of pushing Ryzen back with the sheer economy. You can even afford negative trades now, because Ryzen's economy, all the oils were picked off nicely. Ryzen is getting the bounty money though, but how many real markets has he got? Is it 1? Got 1, and he's collecting from like 2 supplies. You could say 3, but that's going to be dried up in a second. So yeah, I think that was Ryzen's best chance that we just saw there. It was actually looking pretty good for him at one point. But all of a sudden now, the eco advantage, I think Ammo has withstood the storm. There is a counterattack there from Rising, and a very good one at that, because it's forcing ammo now to go over here. One of the war factories there got took out. It's a Vet 3 quad. It would be nice to do some damage to that, but actually currently he's just focused on the drones. It's going to go down. I can see a sneak attack actually, and another big pop of units here. Has Rising still actually got a decent chance here? Why is he going back in the tunnel? What's he going back for? Surely commit to that attack, no? That fire base was basically dead, and there was like 1v there. What? I'm confused why he went back there. Or is he just trying to preserve his units because... I don't know, man. I think that was a good opportunity to do some damage, because your chances here are dwindling as the game goes longer now, just because of the economy situation. Saying that, he has done a nice pop here from the tunnel, stuck out quite a few Vs there, pretty much for free. I haven't seen any units go down there off the GLA, but a load of Vs now being brought in, and look at all the Vet 3. It's like loads of Vet 3 units there. Vet 2, there's a Vet 2 here, all because of that advanced train, and you just kill a few things and you get Vet very, very quick. So Ammo just basically attacking with everything now. Very, very scrappy game. I just feel like is Rising just running out of cash, because Ammo's basically just attack moving everything now. And these tunnels are slowly but surely going down. Rising pops a few units here. Rising can take like sneak engagements like that from the side and from the flank, and with a bit of micro he can still defeat this army, but just on a head-on engagement he can't. He's got to use these tunnels to pop in and out of. Ammo once again losing a few Vs to these bunkers here on the side. Interesting firebase position again. Okay. I think sometimes he's a little bit scared. Like, okay, you're protecting the oil, that's good. Like, these powers, you can sacrifice them, but like, just firebase there? What's wrong with that exactly? And yeah, by the way, he's USA because otherwise he wouldn't be able to build Tomahawks, because laser doesn't have any long range. Do you remember now? Yeah, Rising, I'm afraid, is going to lose this game because he just doesn't have the secondary eco to go with this, whereas for once the USA has out-spammed in terms of secondary eco. You know, fun fact is actually over a long period of time, the supply drop zones actually earn more money than black markets. So I believe. It's just that the difference is the black market starts paying for itself like straight away, or starts paying back its debt, let's say straight away. It costs $2,500 to build a black market, and it starts giving you back $20, $20, $20. Just bringing in more of a constant income. Whereas the drop zone every like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, whatever it is bringing you back $1,500 or $1,650 with the supply lines upgrade. But you've got to wait those few minutes for it to actually to arrive. Whoa! Oh, man. I think Ammo knew. Ammo knew he'd won, and probably that sneak attack didn't have anything inside of it. It would have been a nice end though if Rising had popped his army and that would have hit, and then he would have rage quit or something. That would have been a nice ending. Yeah, I think that was winnable for both sides there. I think Rising had opportunities to win that. Maybe he could have done more TNTs. Maybe he could have stopped them oils on the right side better. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he shouldn't have suicided some units in the beginning, because wasn't there a few technicals that just went down for doing absolutely nothing? I think Ammo probably could have won the game a little bit sooner. When I said push at like the 5.5 minute mark, I think he could have pushed down the middle of the map and maybe even just won the game just by closing down the war factories. But I think the longer he waited, then the more time Ryzen had to get their palace up and get the buggies out, and then it became harder for Ammo, but Ammo had already started producing the supply lines upgrade for the drop zones, and actually spammed loads of drop zones, so he just basically outcamped the GLA, which is actually quite rare to see. So yeah, another thing, Ryzen should have got a third arms dealer faster. You should have maybe stop produce, maybe just make like 1 or 2 markets to get the upgrades, and then just pump out like 3 or 4 arms dealers, quads and buggies, and I think you just close out the game based on that. I think those are all valid points, but yeah, you let me know what you think in the comments. GG, well played, and see you in the next one.